Welcome to Over the Line, episode 16. Tonight we have a lot of off the wall picks. There's no big leagues really going on besides the MLB, so we'll have plenty to go over. We'll have a little surprise pick of the hot dog eating contest at the end of the show, so stick around for that. But we'll go ahead and get started. There is something called the John Deere Classic this year. You would think that's the NASCAR, but it's not. That's golf. But we're going to start with NASCAR. The Grant Park 165. This is a newer race, I think. It's only ran a few times. I think only twice so far.
Yeah, Chicago street course.
Yeah, so third time. We'll go ahead. I know that Jake probably doesn't have NASCAR. I'm sure he's got F1. So we'll go ahead. Jake, why don't you go ahead and kick us off with F1?
Okay. We are in Great Britain this week. My winner bet is going to be Lando Norris at plus 155. He's in a McLaren. He's in the fastest car, and he won last week. And actually a pretty good race because usually he just has the fastest car, so he gets pole in qualifying and then just wins. But he actually had to overtake quite a few people, so he looked good last week. Plus 155 is decent because he will be in the top three for sure. I took two people for a podium finish, but I wouldn't parlay these because I don't think they're both going to happen. One is a long shot. I took Kimi Antonelli at plus 1,200. He actually got his first podium, I think, the week before last week. But he usually is around the top five. He's just usually somewhere from 4 to 6. So for getting it 2 weeks ago and having plus 1,200 odds in a track that Mercedes is usually pretty good at, I think it's pretty good value there. So might not hit, but I think it's worth a couple dollars. And then I'm also taking Lewis Hamilton at plus 200. He actually won this race last year. This is his home race. He usually has some extra motivation. And these odds are pretty decent for him because he really has been kind of lackluster this year. But I think that's more of Ferrari just not being that good than him. But plus 200 at his home race for like the GOAT F1 driver, I'll take that. Yeah. And then last one, I just have, as I do every week, McLaren double podium at minus 250 because out of the 10 races, it's hit 9 times.
Yeah, they're catching on to you, and the odds keep going down on that.
I know.
So we'll go ahead and kick over to the trailer park version of racing, to Grant Park. Even though we're in Chicago downtown this weekend, I took 3 bets.
Is it a street race?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I took the 2 past winners, and I just picked them both to win again because this is such a weird course that, hey, if you've won before, you might be able to win again. You might have something that the other drivers don't. I don't know. So I took Shane Van Gisbergen. Sorry, I had to say that correctly. At plus 185. And then I have Alex Bowman at plus 2,200. So definitely Bowman, if that hits, I'll be more excited. But and then I have a top finish parlay of Alex Bowman top 10, William Byron top 10, and Kyle Larson top 5 at plus 404.
Nice. Hendrick heavy parlay.
Yeah. So we'll see. I'm not doing too well in NASCAR. I've only hit like 5 or 6 bets, so I need this to hit. Other than you, I mean, look at your units. You're up, so let's listen into the expert here. Yeah, but let's listen to the expert.
Let's listen to the racing expert.
Yeah. So a lot of help from that giant crash last week allowed Chase Elliott to get the win, and made 14 units off that, so it got me back in the black on NASCAR. This week, I just have 2 picks. I have a winner and a top 3. My winner pick, I'm rolling with you, Casey. I'm taking Alex Bowman at plus 2,200. Bowman actually finished 3rd at Atlanta last week, so he's not only has he won at this track before, he's also coming off a really good race at Atlanta last weekend. So I think that's going to help him a lot. And also the Hendrick cars do generally tend to be pretty good road course cars. And then I'm also taking another team that does pretty well at road courses, typically Joe Gibbs Racing. I'm taking Ty Gibbs to finish top 3 at plus 350. Ty is a good road course driver, good short track driver. This is a shorter road course, and I think that's going to work in his favor. He has not had a great year, but I think this could be one where he pulls out a top 3.
I like
That's
it.
all I got.
I love that the expert's on the Bowman pick with me. So.
Oh, yeah.
The value's there. You just have to, I feel like you have to throw a couple bucks on it. So that's racing for this weekend. Let's go ahead and kick it over to golf. Like I said, we have the John Deere Classic. Now, this one, you don't have a lot of your big names. There are a few big names from like 2015 in this one, and then a few of the up-and-coming guys. So, Dalton, why don't you go ahead and kick us off? What do you got this weekend?
I got 6 bets this week
okay.
in play. I did some weird stuff this week. I did some hedging. You'll see. So I'm going to get my first pick out of the way with Zach Johnson to finish top 5 at plus 2,200. Not golfing pretty well right now, but this is like his home course. He's a past winner. He had a strong finish. He's had some other strong finishes there. I think last year he was top 3 guy, or top 5. So I think he can crack the top 5 this week. In what is kind of a home-ish course, like they said, from what I read, apparently the Monday after this tournament, like this coming Monday, he hosts like a charity tournament at his home course in Iowa.
Yeah.
So like I think he's gonna have a good weekend at the John Deere, and I like the value on him to finish top 5. And then for 4 of my other picks, I took 2 guys and I bet them both to win or to finish top. And I put a winning bet on them and I put a top 10 bet on them. So the first guy I bet on is kind of a newcomer to the PGA field. I think I'm pronouncing this right. Pierceson Cootie. So Cootie is
sounds right to me.
Corn Ferry guy. What's that, Casey?
I said sounds right to me.
Right, it's got to be it. But he is a Corn Ferry guy who he was at the John Deere last year, had a good run. He hasn't been playing a lot of PGA golf this year, but he's been, for like the last month on the Corn Ferry Tour, he's been in the 60s on pretty much every round. So he's playing good golf. And the Valley, and also it is important to note, both these guys that I bet on to win would be first-time winners on the tour. And this course has been really good for guys to get their first tour win for whatever reason. So it should be somebody that's going to come kind of out of nowhere. But Cootie to win is at plus 3,500. So I really like the value on that. And if he doesn't win, I do think he's going to make a run. And you can get him to finish top 10 at plus 350. So it's kind of a nice little hedge bet there on him.
Yeah.
And then the other guy I bet on to win, he's kind of more of the hot pick this week to get his first tour win. Denny McCarthy at plus 2,500. He's, if you look at all the sites, he's the guy everybody's picking to win. And it's pretty good value at plus 2,500. And then you can get him to finish top 10 at plus 260. So another little hedge bet there. And then finally, I did do a top 20 parlay of 3 guys that are just playing good golf. I've got Ben Griffin, Chris Kirk, and Chris Gotterup at plus 1091 for them all to finish top 20.
I like it. I only have one bet this weekend. It's 4 guys to finish top 40. The odds aren't like amazing on it, but it's Davis Thompson to finish top 40, Siwoo Kim to finish top 40, Jason Day to finish top 40, and Ben Griffin to finish top 40.
Love
All
it.
4 of those guys to finish top 40 is at plus 416. I think it's pretty good odds. Like for a top 40, I'm not asking them to get top 20.
No, they just
Like,
got to
they
make the cut.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, make the cut and have a good like third and a decent fourth day. That's all I'm asking.
Yeah.
So that's my only bet. Jake, what do you got?
Yeah, I took it pretty simple this week. I just have a 3-leg parlay for top 20, and I literally just took 3 guys that have won at this course in the last 5 years because I really don't know much about this course.
Yeah.
So I took Davis Thompson at plus 180, JT Poston at plus 160, and Lucas Glover at plus 190. And then it has plus 2011 odds, so $5 pays out 106. So it's
Nice.
pretty decent value for
Love it.
a 3-leg.
Yeah.
Honestly, probably couldn't tell you exactly how each of these three guys are playing right now, but they've had success at this course recently, and they don't need to be threatening a win to get this. So I think it's decent value for the kind of easy parlay that it is.
Yeah. I like that. All right. So we're going to get into Wimbledon. It's been going on this whole week. I'm sure anyone that's been trying to watch their normal programming on ESPN's been kind of pissed off, especially if they don't watch tennis, because that's all that's been playing, and they don't realize that ESPN2 has everything. But I do have one pick. I'm not taking Sinner. I'm not taking Alcaraz. I know those are the 2 favorites to win this. I'm going with Novak Djokovic, plus 650 to win. I like the odds. I mean, he could win. That's all I'm going to say. He could win. I'm not going to say it's – I mean, obviously the odds reflect that it's probably not going to happen, but I had to take it at plus 650.
I like it. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think you ever can go wrong getting those kind of odds on someone like Joker.
Yeah.
I am going with one of the more straightforward picks this week. I'm taking Alcaraz to win at plus 115. I think getting plus odds on him is kind of a steal, honestly.
Yeah.
I just think we're officially at that point of the changing of the guards from the big 3 of Federer, Djokovic, and Nadal. I think now it's just the Alcaraz show. Unfortunately, I don't know if there's going to be 2 other guys that are like going to be able to rival him like the big 3 had for that 20-year span.
You don't think Sinner can?
I don't think Sinner is on Alcaraz's level. I mean, Sinner's also like, I believe he's older.
Yeah.
I believe he is. I believe he's like late 20s or early 30s, and Alcaraz is only like early 20s, I think. So I think that's going to be kind of the issue. I just don't know if anyone's going to be able to kill him. Yeah, Alcaraz is only 22.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know Clay, obviously. You can tell.
No, you're good. Me neither. But yeah, Yannick Sinner is okay. He's only 23, so Sinner could keep up with him.
Oh, I might know Clay. I might know Clay.
Age-wise, maybe, but I don't know. I think Alcaraz is on a different level.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I think this will be a good test. And yeah, I'm just going to take the plus odds. I do think Alcaraz in a couple of years is going to be one of those guys where you don't get plus odds on him to win a major.
Yeah. This could be the last time, honestly.
Yeah, it really could be. I think if he wins this, you're going to start seeing minus odds on him for every tournament.
Yeah, and even before the show, I said I'll probably end up taking him tonight at some point because, you have to. If you're going to take plus odds, just throw a little bit more than you usually would on it. Jake, you got anything for Wimbledon?
No, I do not know Clay, so I don't.
That's fine. That's fine. Let's go ahead and let's get weird. Let's talk about some of our weird picks. Jake, what do you get? Do you have anything weird besides
probably
the hot dog eating contest?
Oh no, not besides the hot dog eating contest.
All right.
If you guys have anything, I can try to find some.
Yeah, go ahead, Dalton. I know Dalton's got a couple weird ones. I got it. Not and weird when I say weird because I have a WNBA pick. I don't want all the WNBA heads to come at me, but I'm
I
just
mean,
saying something that we
MLB's pretty
don't bet.
weird. Baseball's weird.
Something that we don't bet on usually. We don't have basketball going on. We don't have football going on. Like MLB's every day. Like
Yeah, but it's weird. Bunch of dudes playing a children's game.
Hey, I'm loving it right now. With the Reds up 8-4.
There you go. But no, the only thing I have is PLL. That's the only thing in the weird category. Yes, William, you want me to give those out?
Yeah, that is weird. So go ahead.
All right. This week it is kind of weird because it's the PLL All-Star Weekend.
Yeah.
So there's not really. I mean, the All-Star game is kind of a joke. They don't have odds for that, but they do have odds on their skills competitions.
Nice.
So I'm taking Connor Fields to win the accuracy shooting contest at plus 400. The favorite is Marcus Holman, who won it last year. But Holman, he's getting minus odds. So his value is not great. And also, he kind of went on a big run towards the end of the contest last year to win it. So I don't think that's going to be repeatable. I think Fields is the most skilled player in this contest. So I think he's got the best shot at winning it. And then we've got fastest shot. This was dominated by Jared Newman for years of the chaos, but he's retired. So now it's kind of an open contest. I think everyone's getting like plus 250-ish odds. And you've got 3 long poles and a short stick. This is kind of dominated by long poles, though. Fastest shot seem because of the physics behind it. Long poles tend to do better in this competition. So I'm taking one of them. I'm taking Graham Hossack at plus 250. I just think that he's just got the most ability to really get that ball going. But that's all I got on the PLL All-Star Weekend.
Nice. So I do have a WNBA pick. If there's one thing I know when I watch WNBA games, it's stats. Like you can have someone to get like 10 rebounds, and they can get like 6 of them in a matter of like 30 seconds. So this is like,
Rebounds.
So this is a stat-heavy prop bet for the Aces versus Fever game. I have Aaliyah Boston 12+ points, Aaliyah Boston 8+ rebounds, Asia Wilson 9+ rebounds, Asia Wilson 18+ points, 2+ Kelsey Mitchell threes, 3+ Aaliyah Boston assist, and 3+ Asia Wilson assist, and that's at plus 550. So the odds aren't great, but I'm just like, dude, stats they rack them up. So
it's an interesting league. One thing I found interesting because they're showing like the points leaders in the WNBA right now, and like it's all centers.
Yeah,
at the top of the points leaders. It's like it's just whoever's the tallest.
Yeah, exactly. Whoever can get like 4 boards so they can get as many attempts as they can.
Whoever thought that in a league with a bunch of people that are 5'8", the 6'2" people will dominate.
Yeah. Jake, did you find anything?
I wanted to find things that I hadn't bet on before, and I found 2.
Oh, okay. Let's get weird.
These are definitely things we have not talked about on the show. Actually, maybe. One of them is darts. I don't know if we've talked about that, but I don't think so.
Darts. Let's go.
I know. This is the first thing I thought of. So there is some. Okay, so I'm not gonna lie. I definitely thought this said this Sunday when I made this bet. It's not till December 14th.
Oh no!
So, I'm gonna make this bet.
Dude. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm
gonna make this and hold on to it.
December.
I didn't even look at the date. I was trying to hurry and do them while you guys were talking. So I looked and I saw Sunday. I was like, all right, cool. Let me find something.
You were the 4th person I know that has bet on darts and realized that what they bet on is months in advance.
It's the first thing that came up, and it said this is literally called like
the 4th. You know 3 other people that have done that.
Yes,
exact
bro.
thing?
I've done it myself,
Yeah,
so
that is
I'm
hard.
counting myself as one.
All right, well, I'm gonna hold on to this, and sometime during like week 12 of the football season, I'm gonna have to sneak this
Yeah.
bet back onto the podcast.
We have to set a reminder.
I'm just gonna see it in my draft slip one day and be like, "When the hell did I bet on that?"
Life is live right now.
Okay, so what I did was I looked at 2. I wanted to get good value for a winner bet here, so I took Nathan Aspinall, who's a plus
Okay.
4,000. He has like 12th best odds. He's a 6th ranked player in the world, so
Nice.
decent value there. And then the other one I took was Johnny Clayton at plus 5,000. He is the 14th best odds, and he is the 5th ranked player in the world. So knowing nothing and not a single person on this board, those are the 2 picks that feel like good odds. So we're gonna see how that works in about 6 months from now.
Yeah. We'll check in around Christmas time.
Yeah, and then the other one I bet was cornhole.
Oh, nice.
This one actually is happening this week. It happens on Friday. So July 4th is not only known for a hot dog eating contest, it's also known for the ACL Pro Tour 2025 Signature Number 6 in Richmond, Virginia.
Hell yeah. Presented by Johnsonville.
Pretty simple here as well. I took Eric Davis at plus 1,600 odds to win. He has the 7th best odds, and he won it last year. So I think decent value there at 1,600, especially because there's a few guys on this list that come in under 1,000. So
yeah,
that one I will be able to see this week at least. But
all right, I like that. So that's it on the weird category. I do have a few MLB bets. I don't know if you guys do. I have 2 parlays. I have like an underdog and then a favorites. So my favorites one I have the Yankees money line, Mariners money line, and Dodgers money line, and that's at plus 294. And then my underdogs, I have Nationals against the Tigers. That's going to be an uphill battle. I have the Guardians against the Cubs, and then I have the Rockies against the Astros. I'm just hoping for a ton of points in that game, and hopefully the Astros come out on top somehow. And that's at plus 1,217.
I like it.
Yeah.
So I just have a 3-leg parlay this week. And I got 3 games for Thursday. I got Blue Jays money line against the Yankees. Chris Bassett. I just mostly went with pitchers that I knew. That was pretty much my method for this. So Chris Bassett on the mound for the Blue Jays. And then I got Robbie Ray and the Giants money line at the Diamondbacks. And then I've got Jose Quintana and the Brewers money line at plus 128 against the Mets. Those 3 together all parlay at plus 787.
Nice. I hate the Blue Jays pick, but I get it.
Fuck the Yankees.
Jake, I get it. Jake, what do you got?
I have a 5-leg parlay. Betting
right.
against the Rockies, so I took the Astros minus 1.5 at minus 120, and then betting against the White Sox, so I took the Dodgers at minus 1.5 at minus 135 odds. I also took the Mariners minus 1.5 against the Royals at plus 140, just because Brian Wu is pitching, and I've seen him shut the A's down enough to know that he's a pretty good pitcher.
Yeah.
And neither of these teams really excite me that much at all, but I think the Mariners are a little bit better than the Royals. They've been really disappointing this year. So plus 140, I think, is good value there. I'm taking the Braves minus 1.5 at plus 141. They've been playing a little better recently. The Angels are such a streaky team. They just go up and down, but they go down more than they go up, and they're going down right now. Also good value, I think, at plus 141. And then the last one I picked was the Tigers minus 1.5 at minus 102, just because I think they're a much better team than the Nationals.
I get it. They are. Regarding the Royals, I saw something. I don't know if it was their team total or if it was the game total of runs, but if you bet like the under the whole season, you'd be up like $3,000 or something like that.
I believe it. I think they have less runs scored than the Rockies this year.
Yeah, it was something like their team. I forget if it was team total or just like the total runs of the game, but it was like I was like, damn, because it's like you got Bobby Witt Jr., you got Salvador Perez, like. I don't know. I feel like you should be mashed. I know that ballpark is kind of hard to hit in a little bit, but it's whatever. All right. So that's baseball. Let's go ahead, get into what everyone's been waiting for. We have the Nathan's Hot Dog Eating Contest, obviously on July 4th. It's a staple in this country. No matter what's going on, I think we can all rally behind this. Just watching people house hot dogs and just be grossed out as they dip it in this soggy water and the just awesome. But Dalton, you want to go ahead and kick us off with? Did you get a pick?
I'm trying to do a little research yet on a very specific thing. So come back to me.
All right, Jake, what do you got?
I just took Patrick Bertoletti to win without Joey Chestnut at -1.
Yes.
I don't really know any of these names aside from Joey Chestnut, but looking at the odds, he looks like a pretty clear favorite.
Yeah.
So I'll put some money on him.
Yeah, I like that. I also took a winner without Joey. I took James Webb. I think he was the second favorite odds at +300. I think I've seen this dude in the contest before. So, hey, I'll take it. Then I also put in a field, any participant not listed that was like in their top 5 favorites. So that was at +1,500. And I was like, hey, maybe there's some random dude out there. It's like, I'm going to do this and just goes out there and hammers like 90 hot dogs or something.
So what I got,
I just hear this research.
Yeah. So I've been kind of looking into over under on how many dogs Chestnut's going to eat. Because I know last year he was banned, so he did the Netflix thing where he ate 83, but those were ballpark Franks. They were not Nathan's, so different. And looking at his numbers, his record 76. He's been kind of up and down the last few years, whether or not he sniffs that record. Usually he's around the low to mid 70s. The over-under is 71.5 for this year. Ooh. And that feels low. And it's over 71.5 is at +105. To me, that's kind of frightening. I think if you can get plus odds on him to finish on the under for that, I would take it. But I don't know. I think he's going to be at 72, 73. I think if you can get under 74, that's the number I would look for. But I think if you're getting plus odds on over 71.5, I would still take it. But I think anything under or anything above 72, hammer the under.
I love that we just got this deep analysis on the hot dog eating contest.
Oh,
what other show are you going to get this? What other show?
The thing is, I gave all that, and I can't even bet it. Because Pennsylvania is... Yeah, it's fascist Pennsylvania.
Yeah. But so yeah, if you are in a state where you can bet the over under on hot dogs, definitely take. I mean, hey, we should clip that and send it out to the masses. So that's all we have for tonight. Obviously, we'll have our MLB parlay for tomorrow. Maybe we won't go so crazy, and we'll try to see if we can get one to go through the hoop, but we'll see. We're either like one away or we lose within like the first 5 minutes of the parlay happening. So We'll definitely have something out there for you guys tomorrow before the games kick off. I don't know what time the first game is, 12:10 Eastern. So we'll have it out there early. We appreciate you guys watching tonight. Definitely let us know if you're betting anything weird this weekend. It's going to be a weird summer. We're going to have to figure out what we can do until football kicks off. We still have, 2 months? So we're getting there. But thanks again, you guys, for watching, and we'll see. Also, I won't be on the show next week, probably, but we will still have a show. Will you two be on? Are you guys here next week?
Think so.
I should be.
Okay, yeah, and then I think Shane should be back, and then Shane's show, their new show, will be kicking off as well. So look out for the Twitter posting about that, and see you guys next